Lego Ninjago is something I have a very deep connection to at this point. I've been watching it since it first came out. I fell headfirst into the fandom. I've got a YouTube channel about it. I've worked with Lego to help them promote stuff. I'm on their app. I am very deep into this, but I don't know, this vaguely Asian-inspired show might be kinda maybe a little bit problematic. Let's back up. So the show is called Ninjago, which is a portmanteau of ninja and Lego. Our main characters are ninja. Some of our characters are clearly Asian or Asian American coded to mixed results. Kai, our main character, is probably the most well done. He has a Asian Canadian voice actor, and his surroundings and design hint at an Asian American background. Nia, his sister, has the most obviously Asian design of the bunch. Like, this looks like a default Asian woman design if I've ever seen one. But in the future, her design gets updated, so she lands in a bit of a gray area. Sensei Wu is your default wise old martial arts mentor, complete with hat and staff and accent?
Too bad. Thought I'd find something special here.
Don't worry, it's not nearly as bad as their original concept.
Father would not want you to do this, brother.
And he's not teaching any actual martial arts, it's just spinning. But the majority of the cast is not in any way Asian coded. And Lloyd is the whitest white boy of them all. Like, they're all Legos, so inherently don't have ethnicities at all, but like also this one is definitely white, which makes it especially uncomfortable that Lloyd quickly overtakes Kai as the main character of the show. Yeah, like, this kid isn't in the pilot episodes and doesn't become a ninja until halfway through the original run of the show. But if the casual consumer sees anything associated with this show, it's the green guy. Like, all of these characters should theoretically be Asian or Asian American coded. They all live in a heavily Asian-inspired environment, but most of them have zero actual connection to any Asian culture outside of, like, eating with chopsticks sometimes. The ninjas' ethnicities being ambiguous is interesting on a number of fronts because in some ways, like, it's kind of progressive. It allows the viewers to imagine and headcanon whatever they like. But on the other hand, sometimes you want to do a stylized 2D animated sequence for a flashback or a fantasy scenario. And you portray your characters as normal humans, but you don't want to give the characters canon ethnicities so the fandom doesn't, like, erupt. So you just keep the yellow Lego skin, and so you end up with these maybe Asian coded characters with yellow skin playing off of anime tropes in this children's show in an Asian setting. And I don't know, is this racist? What am I supposed to do with this? On the one hand, the fact that the show is so whitewashed as to almost entirely ignore Asian influence is obviously kind of objectionable. Most people I've talked to about this have told me that the concept of Ninjago as any form of Asian representation has never even crossed their mind. And, you know, for a show with ninja in the title, it does seem a bit strange, but I guess that's just a testament to how westernized everything about the show is. It's so diluted that at this point it's just a fun aesthetic skin to lay down over the premise. It's a mask, and using cultures as a mask feels inherently disrespectful. The white kid being center stage sucks. The show throws around terms like ninja and samurai so much that they lose all sense of meaning. The dragons are all European-style dragons. Like, even the movie went out of its way to fix that one. But on the other hand, maybe it's to the show's benefit, because when they do try their hand at featuring Asian culture, they just implode. There's this scene where they try and say that kimonos are innately gendered clothing, which is just wrong. It's just factually untrue.
It's a kimono, Jay. A traditional gown worn by women?
You get Master Chen, the magical and sinister owner of the Noodle House, which is just such an obvious stereotype that it loops back around, and he's maybe also just one of the best villains in the show? Screw you, Pythor. So like, what am I supposed to do with this? How am I supposed to deal with this? I can't, in good conscience, recommend that the show lean into its Asian setting more if we just end up with more of this.
Never bite the hand that feeds you. Master Chen Delicious Noodles.
But that also feels awful to say, because in recent seasons, it kind of has taken a step back. The aesthetics have trended noticeably away from Asia, and on one level, you know, it's not actively distracting, but on another level, it just ends up kind of feeling like erasure. Like the culture isn't worth the time to get it right. So instead, we're just gonna make a D&D season? I'm not sure how to go about fixing this. I don't know how anyone fixes this. Maybe the new multiverse looking season will merge all of the 16 realms into one big ball of nonsense and none of it will matter anymore. Because of course we're doing a multiverse thing. Why would everything is doing